Hello everyone and welcome to English Today Journey. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoy learning English and want to improve every day, don't forget to subscribe for daily English tips and our happiness to carefully selected moments from other people's lives. This comparison happens quietly, often without words, but it can still affect how we feel about ourselves. At the end of the day, you may notice something strange. The day feels full and busy, even if you did not do very much. Your body may not be tired, but your mind feels heavy and noisy. You feel exhausted, not because you were running, lifting, or working hard with your hands, but because your mind has been carrying the weight of too much information, too many images, too many opinions, too many emotions that were not even your own. So what should we do with all of this? The first step is not panic. We do not need to throw away our phones or delete every social media account. We do not need to escape to the mountains or live like monks. Extreme solutions are not necessary. Instead, we pause. We slow down. We begin to notice. We watch ourselves with curiosity, not with judgment. This is very important. Once you begin to see how deeply social media is woven into your daily routine, you gain something powerful. You gain choice. You can decide what kind of relationship you want to have with social media. You can choose when to use it and when to step away. You can bring awareness to your habits, your time, and your attention. Everything begins with noticing. Notice when a quick scroll turns into an automatic behavior. Notice how your thoughts are influenced by the last thing you saw online. Notice how time, this precious and limited resource, slips away quietly. Not because you wanted to waste it, but because you did not even see it leaving. So today, do not judge yourself. Just observe. Notice how often you pick up your phone. Notice how long you stay there. Notice how you feel before you scroll and how you feel after. These small moments of awareness are the beginning of real change. Small questions can open very big doors. When we begin to see things clearly, we gain the power to choose differently. And that is where real change begins. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest contradictions of modern life. It is something almost everyone feels, but not many people fully understand. Because of social media, we are more connected than ever before. You can send a message to a friend on the other side of the world in just a few seconds. You can see someone's birthday photos, wedding pictures, travel moments, or even what they drink for coffee in the morning, all without leaving your room. You can follow your favorite writers, artists, teachers, or thinkers and see their ideas and daily lives. You can join communities, share opinions, and feel like you're a part of something bigger. On the surface, it feels like connection is everywhere. And yet, many people say something surprising. They say they feel lonelier than ever. How is that possible? How can we be surrounded by constant connection and still feel so disconnected inside? The truth is that social media is a double-edged sword. On one side, it gives us wonderful opportunities. It allows communication, creativity, learning, and inspiration. It helps people find each other and share ideas. But on the other side, it can quietly create distance. Distance not only from other people, but also from ourselves. At the center of this problem is something very subtle, but very powerful. That thing is comparison. You may have heard the saying, comparison is the thief of joy. And nowhere is this more clear than on social media. Think about what happens when you open your feed. You see a friend who just got a promotion. Another friend is on vacation, standing on a beautiful beach under perfect weather, smiling without a worry. Someone else just bought a house, got married, or published a book. One success appears after another. And then there is you. Maybe you are sitting at home in your kitchen. Maybe you are still in your pajamas. You feel tired. Maybe you feel a little stuck or unsure about your direction. Even if you were feeling okay before, something changes. Quiet questions begin to appear in your mind. Am I doing enough? Am I successful enough? Am I interesting enough? Am I falling behind? This is the hidden danger of curated realities. What we see online is not the full truth. It is not the whole story of someone's life. It is a collection of highlights, the best moments, the happiest smiles, the biggest achievements. The struggles, doubts, failures, and ordinary days are usually left out. When we compare our full, messy, real lives to someone else's edited highlights, the comparison will almost always feel unfair. And over time, this can slowly affect our confidence, our self-worth, and our sense of connection. Instead of bringing us closer, comparison can make us feel alone. Instead of inspiration, it can create pressure. This is why awareness matters so much. When we understand what we are really looking at, we can protect our minds and our hearts. Connection is powerful, but connection without awareness can quietly turn into comparison. And comparison, when repeated every day, can steal joy without us even noticing. What we see on social media is usually a highlight reel. It is a polished version of life, made from the best moments that people carefully choose to show. Think about a sports highlight video. What do you see in it? You see the goals, the winning shots, the cheers, and the celebrations. What do you not see? You do not see the missed chances, the long hours of practice, the sweat, the pain, the frustration, or the moments of failure. Social media works in the same way. Most people share only their best moments. They post photos with good lighting, happy news, smiling faces, and carefully chosen words. There is nothing wrong with this. It is natural to want to show the positive side of our lives. It feels easier to share joy than to share struggle. But the problem begins when we start to compare our real, messy, everyday life with someone else's edited highlights. This kind of comparison is unfair from the start. And unfair comparisons create a heavy feeling that many people know very well. This feeling is called FOMO, the fear of missing out. FOMO is not just a trendy internet word. It is a real emotional experience. It can make you feel anxious, inadequate, and even sad. You see other people traveling, celebrating, achieving goals, or enjoying moments that you're not part of. Slowly, your own life starts to feel smaller. It feels less exciting. It feels less meaningful. But let's pause for a moment and look at this more clearly. You have not actually lost anything. Your life is still yours. Your experiences, your relationships, and your small victories are still real and valuable.
What is really happening is this.
The illusion of someone else's perfect life is making your own life feel less important. Here is a truth that is often forgotten. We never see the full story online. We do not see the tears behind the smiles. We do not see the doubts, the private struggles, the arguments, or the quiet insecurities. We only see what people choose to share. And what they share is usually only a small piece of the truth. This constant pressure to keep up with others can be exhausting. It can push people to post things not because they truly want to, but because they feel they should. Some people begin to measure their value through likes, comments, and shares. They start to believe that attention equals worth. Over time, this way of thinking can slowly damage confidence and inner peace. When numbers on a screen begin to define how we feel about ourselves, we lose touch with what really matters. Real life happens outside the highlight reel, and real worth cannot be counted by clicks or views. Those numbers on the screen, the small hearts, likes, and thumbs up, do not represent your true value as a human being. When you begin to chase digital applause, you might look happy and successful online, but inside you can feel tired, empty, or emotionally drained. There is an important question worth thinking about. How many of your online connections actually feel like real connections? You may have hundreds or even thousands of followers, but how many of them truly know who you are? How many would answer your call if you were having a very difficult day and needed real support? This is one of the great paradoxes of our time. We are more visible than ever before, yet many people feel less truly seen. Social media, in this way, is both a blessing and a curse. On one side, it gives us access to interesting people, new ideas, and opportunities that were not possible before. It helps us stay connected with family and friends, even when we are far away. It allows us to find communities and voices we might never meet in real life. But on the other side, if we are not careful, social media can become a trap. It can trap us into chasing connection through comparison. It can pull our attention away from depth, honesty, and real emotional presence. Instead of being fully with the people and moments in front of us, we start living for reactions on a screen.
So, what can we do about this?
The first step is awareness. We begin by asking ourselves simple but powerful questions. How do I feel after I scroll? Do I feel encouraged and uplifted, or do I feel smaller and more insecure? Does social media inspire me, or does it quietly make me doubt myself? Am I posting because I genuinely want to share something meaningful, or because I want approval or validation? These questions are not meant to judge you or make you feel bad. They are meant to help you understand yourself better. And understanding is always the first step toward making conscious and healthy choices. Another helpful practice is to remember one simple truth. You never see the whole picture online. No matter how perfect someone's life looks on social media, there is always more happening behind the screen. Every person carries struggles. Every smile has a story. Every photo is just a frame. And outside that frame is real life, with all its challenges, doubts, and unfinished moments. It is also important to remember that success and happiness are not limited resources. Someone else's success does not take anything away from you. Someone else's joy does not mean there is less joy available for your life. When we stop comparing and start appreciating our own journey, social media loses much of its power over us. Real connection, real meaning, and real happiness are built slowly, quietly, and often away from screens. Just because someone else is happy does not mean there is less happiness available for you. Just because someone else achieves something does not mean your own journey is less meaningful. Just because someone else is shining brightly does not make your own light any dimmer. Life is not a competition. We are not racing each other. Each of us is simply trying to find our own path, step by step, day by day, in our own time. Understanding this is important because it helps us focus on what truly matters in life: our own growth, our own experiences, and the relationships that give our lives meaning. Real connection, the kind that truly feeds your heart and nourishes your spirit, does not come from endless scrolling or chasing digital approval.